when they found that bug with the turn rate of Blink Dagger, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or the cast angle of it, or whatever it was. What are they up to? So Miracle mid, Sven, Wyvern bot, and they will run Wisp and Gyro up at top. Interesting. Alliance are just running around scrambling, thinking, okay, where are they? Who are they putting where? They're already burning through a little bit of regen on S4.
Yeah, it took quite a lot of damage from Miracle.
30 seconds
Sitting on
to
that
go.
high ground, No Tail is actually running by himself in the enemy jungle, trying to get some intel, because he knows there's pretty much no one here who can actually challenge him. That rocket barrage. So they see the Emerald Bulldog is in the top lane. Do they rotate their lanes out, knowing that's going to be happening?
Yeah, do you want the Wyvern or the Gyro to be against? I think those are the two heroes you look against the Doom, right? Arctic
Right.
Burn or Rocket
The
Barrage?
battle begins.
I'm not sure.
Looks like they are going to choose to head down to bottom lane. Want to keep their matchup against Alliance, putting pressure on that Slardar. I think that's pretty essential that you have to keep the Slardar shut down early. If he doesn't get a good start in the laning phase, he's such a bad safe laner. Safe lane carry, he just doesn't do enough for you if he has a bad start.
And what creep can Bulldog get? What's the best creep you can get at level 1? A Hellbear Smasher?
I don't know, is it, I'm not sure if it is. For me, I usually look at it, you know, defensively, because I'm an off-lane player, so I usually look at it going, okay, armor or regen, and I'm not sure which is actually better.
Because I've seen a lot of people sort of past 5 minutes actually look for the healing troll as well. The mana regen's pretty good, plus the little heal you get.
Yeah, regen's actually so essential on Doom. It's why Ring of Bacillus is one of his first picked up items. And challenging the Slardar. Gets a lot of damage on him in the process. Meanwhile, Bane actually choosing to go for the level 1 Enfeeble.
Miracle can die in mid.
Yeah, he's
S4
actually going
can
to play
also
aggressively
die.
with a Cold Snap, though. S4 has the power shot left. It's not going to be enough damage, it looks like. In fact, Miracle does definitely dodge it.
Both of these players are very, very tight.
It reminds me of the old S4 versus Fada matchup, where those two would play so aggressively on Queen of Pain and Puck against each other.
Is S4 8k? I'm sure he hit it recently. The 8k versus 8k matchup.
And 16,000
MMR matchmaking points towards the middle
in this
lane.
middle lane. What a matchup to watch.
Fly is losing a lot of HP here. And rotations in from the Wisp as well, as the Gyro forces him back though.
I mean, just think about it. That's S4 and Miracle combined are actually about 20 different Twitch memers. That's pretty insane. About 10 different Redditors.
So mean. Truthful, but but mean. So I was thinking, you know, that's like triple my MMR between these two players. It's disgusting.
How's Notel been doing in CS? 6-0 against that constant spam out of Enfeeble. And he's actually got no more mana for Enfeeble. That's how much he spammed it out already. But it does have an effect. Notel seems to have missed a decent amount of CS. The fact that Slardar's actually ahead of him, despite the very clear control of the lane going to the Gyrocopter. Middle lane, no, ooh, Miracle. Able to get away thanks to the Ghost Walk. But still, that's pressure applied.
I think one of the big things is that Moonmeander's able to farm up on this top lane. Now, Bulldog with his Frost Armor and the Scorched Earth playing aggressively, but he doesn't know Fly's up here. The Winter Wyvern could come in when Scorched Earth is down.
My question is, does he eat the mango for the Devour?
When now?
Well, he was out of mana earlier, but now he's gonna be out of mana. If he just, you know, never uses Scorched Earth, even then he's gonna be slowing down his Devours a bit. Alright, the Winter Wyvern's gonna come in now. They do have that ice armor still up on him, so it looks like Emerald Bulldog's gonna be fine easily because of it. Bottom lane, Loda. Left alone while Ake goes back to the fountain. Nice stun there. Get some damage onto No-Tail, but more importantly, picks up the CS he would have missed otherwise. And Miracle actually going to be charged up here with a snowball. If he can steal this rune away from him, get the haste rune. Oh, they've taken it. Now Miracle's going to be forced to Ghost Walk to survive, but they have the dust. He takes away that haste. That was a smart play, but it's still the power shot to be able to get the kill. Miracle. I mean, he recognized the fact that Tusk had the dust, so he didn't try and go invis because that just would have slowed him down even further.
I'm going to take him out of the game. Alliance doing pretty well in the early stages. The Slardar finding value down in this bottom lane. The Wisp Gyro yet to play aggressively into this, but now that No-Tail is getting closer to level 6, just hit level 4 and forcing him back with the flat cannon, even though he's enfeebled up. Still annoying to actually deal with there.
Snowball in from the side. They're going to try and pick off the Wisp, and he knows they don't have Tether up, so this is a very easy kill. Loda actually challenging No-Tail a little bit, but he has dropped a bit low. And, well, let's see what he picks up here. Usually the safe lane Slardar goes for treads. Occasionally you see Tranquil Boots on the offlane Slardar, but I think he's just going to go back to base and probably pick up Magic Wand because it's a Wisp lane. It's usually essential. Nice TP out from Ake. Good read.
S4 is crushing this mid lane, though.
Moon may actually be dead here in the top lane. If Admiral Bulldog can run him down and get one more tick, the Magic Wand is actually going to be enough to keep Moon alive, but Admiral Bulldog is able to beat down the Sven, will die in the process underneath the tower, but still, he got the kill, brought himself up to level 6, and was able to buy out before he dies. Now the snowball into middle lane. Miracle already dropped low, gets off a beautiful tornado hitting on 2, but they've thrown out the preemptive dust to make sure he does in fact die. Nuts may get burned out, but no, looks like he's good. S4 claims yet another kill, and this time around, they're making sure to shut down Miracle nice and early before he gets that good mid-game Quaswex Invoker going.
Yeah, without phase boots, you've got the double blades of attack, so you're relying heavily on getting your last hits in early, and then into the phase to try and maybe move around a little bit as crit down the bottom.
Okay, he's dropping low. Brain Sap going off in the last second. It looks like the Wiz is going to be going down. No-Tail still trying to chase down Ake, but realized that is going to be a fruitless attempt. And now with Loda, the sprint, not off cooldown. He's going to be slowed down soon by Fly. It looks like the EMP plus the Cold Snap is going to keep Loda at bay.
That power shot, though, very nearly killed No-Tail. But this has forced him off the bottom lane. Loda just walks back and says, right, thanks for the farm, I'll take that. Lovely little creeps. Oh, gee, they feel pressured here, definitely. Look at them, grouping up as 5 towards the middle lane. S4 is he's having a laugh at mid. 24 last hits. Again, the only thing to look at here really is Moon. The offlaner is kind of free farming, but he's free farming against the Doom. So the value there is that Doom is going to be beating him in net worth. Not by much, 300 at this point, but he's going to start scaling up pretty quickly. So I think for OG, they're just kind of biding their time, waiting for the levels to kick in. Get No-Tail level 6, relocate definitely valuable from crit to move themselves around the map onto Miracle and onto Sven. Because these are two heroes, you add in the Winter Wyvern once Fly gets 6, but you know, that's miles away. But Sven and Invoker are two heroes that are pretty decent at setting up for relocate ganks. EMP Tornado, Stormhammer, then chase with a Warcry. Who do they target though? S4 has Wind Run, Bulldog has Scorched Earth, there's Loda with Sprint, Tusk has Snowball. Ake is like the only hero that they can reliably jump on and find kills on.
Now this smoke is going to find Miracle. They do have Moon here with the response. They are able to get out the stun. Nice Tornado actually stocks up Ake, and they're holding him in. With the EMP, they're able to stop him from being able to get off a Brain Sap. Beautiful turnaround from OG as they counted on Alliance to provide yet another gank onto Miracle. But this time around, the trap was set, and OG spring it quite nicely.
Moon Meander single-handedly bringing them back into this game. Level 6, almost 7 on the Sven. It's difficult though. Loda spots him out and runs him down. This does give a lot of breathing room, and this is, again, this is the point I made at the end of game number 1. There's so much emphasis put onto killing Miracle. So much emphasis in the draft on Miracle. We used to see people first banning anti-mage against him, and I just wonder if teams have got to start adapting to him being there by, not just by focusing down in the early stages.
Shackle shot missed out, but meanwhile, Nuts is going to be chased away by No-Tail with Warcry. No-Tail will be able to get in range of Nuts and get some damage out of the Rocket Barrage, but Not sure this is going to be enough. Oh, nice snowball dodge there. They have another rocket barrage coming up. Meanwhile, S4 is going to be taking out EMP double kill. Miracle. Fortunate happenstance as that Tusk just walks into the EMP trying to get away from the rest of OG and gives Miracle the kill.
So Moon Meander has transitioned into this roaming Sven now. He's just running around saying, okay, if you're going to move from bottom to middle lane, I'll be that barrier. I'll be there ready and waiting for the Tusk to snowball in. And even with the dodge, the great dodge by Crit with the, not Crit, Nuts. I'm so used to Crit playing Tusk that it just rolls off the tongue. With Nuts dodging the Stormhammer there, still unable to make anything happen.
Now, once again, Alliance are in this position where they do have this free farming Bulldog. He's sitting at 3,600 net worth. The only one he's actually being beaten by is that Invoker, who just picked up the double kills, plus they got the tier 1 tower. That is going to be quite the silver lining for Alliance, that Admiral Bulldog is going to get a lot of farm quite early on. It looks like he's going for the very early Vlads, and is... I think he actually goes Vlads and drums here in this game.
I think he goes drum. Like, people usually go the sort of naked Basilius for lane sustain and mana regen. Then it's phase drums, then you decide where you want to go to next, because Blink could be valuable. You could still think about the Aghanim Scepter, but we've even seen people go for like the Shadow Blade, go for the S and Y. But I think if Vlad's into Blink, then maybe a casual plate mail definitely going to be valuable here against OG.
I feel like the Vlad's isn't always necessary. I think sometimes Dooms build it, and in certain situations I feel like it's just not worth what it's giving you. But in this game, you're seeing a lot of physical damage. You don't even have that many nukes. The Sven, physical, Gyrocopter's obviously a mix, but even the Invoker as your mid actually provides a lot of physical damage with this Quax Wex build, as he's getting a lot of right clicks in with the phase boots drums that he tends to go for. So I feel like the armor is actually really valuable from Vlad's.
It's time. OG, they've hit their levels. They've got cooldown up in 15 seconds. And Moon has 4 points in the Stormhammer. They've got stuns, they've got catch. And Loader doesn't have a lot of HP to work with if he does get caught out here.
Thing is about these smokes is that they are so valuable. Miracle actually picking the mid kill on the Bane, but it's up top lane where that smoke's going to come into play. Loda gets Sprint, gets a pretty far distance, but not far enough away from that Gyrocopter ultimate. Nuts is actually going to bring him inside. The snowball goes to Moon, maybe not where they really wanted to go. Immediate stun follow up, and they're trying to get out of this one. The Splinter Blast heading out. They're going straight for the Wisp as Admiral Bulldog wants to be able to run him down. A stun goes out. Nuts, amplify damage on the Moon. Maybe Admiral Bulldog's going to turn onto that one. No-Tail's able to survive through that Doom and can turn things around. Miracle almost finishing off S4 from the back. He's now going to be snowballed up. Oh, what a shackle shot, but they have the cold embrace to be able to keep him alive, but No-Tail ends up going down instead. They get the Wisp as well off the back of the amplified damage. Arcade's going to be falling here against Moon, though, and Alliance still looking perhaps for a little bit more. Ice Shards gets laying out there. Miracle, they still have all that amplified damage vision, but they're not going to try and fight it out any further. I think they're lucky to be alive in that scenario, especially since the Doom felt like it was kind of wasted on that Gyrocopter.
And No-Tail just backed up and said, fine, I'll run past your tower, I'll just walk myself out of here. But Miracle was one hit away from killing off S4 there, and if he got that kill, OG walk over them. Because the shackle shot doesn't come through, there's no power shot, there's no real damage output from them. Because Loader was so low on the HP. He was just sprinting himself away, and you can see the sort of difficulty Loader's having here, moving from bottom to top, and he's being chased around the map, really. He hasn't found any safe place to farm. His net worth is really straggling behind.
Wiz? Uh-oh. That wasn't really the tether that you wanted. Still, though, he's going to be fine. Most of Alliance still back on their side of the map. We've got the drums now complete. We'll see whether or not Doom wants to go for the Vlads and potential Blink build that we're talking about earlier. But yeah, the smokes are so valuable here for OG. If they get like one good pickoff, thanks to the Sven-Wisp combination, they actually have amazingly good tower pushing capabilities. And same goes with taking Roshan. Between the amped up damage of God's Strength and then the increased attack speed, Sven becomes this extraordinary physical damage dealer in these growth period points of time.
The great thing is for Alliance as well is that if you doom the Invoker, what does he do? He right-clicks you, he runs away. He's got to be a little bit careful. Like, if the triple cross is up for Invoker, then dooming him is going to be shutting him down in a team fight, but it's not going to be that kill factor or opening up any real damage onto him. OG were waiting for the levels, and they got them with a good sort of defensive stance from Moon in the first
Dyer's
8-9
middle
minutes or
tower
so,
is
but
under
now
attack.
Alliance, they're the ones who are lacking on farm. They need their initial items. Still waiting for a blink on loader.
Yeah, and it's not very
Radiant's
close either.
bottom
They have to
tower
go in with a
is under
snowball now,
attack.
but who do they catch? OG are all actually hiding off the map at this point.
Yeah, they're just going to head into the jungle, hope to catch someone. They know that Gyrocopter Wisp has been farming that up a lot, but to see the Gyro mid, I guess they're hoping for rotations behind that tier 1 tower, but Moon, who was farming up the
Radiant's
jungle,
bottom tower
This guy's
is under
blink.
attack. Dyer's
You can have a
middle
Sven
tower
blink,
is under
he's
attack.
5,100 net worth, and you add that into the Gyro catch, the Winter Wyverns hit level 6. You've got the makings of the perfect storm here for OG.
Radiant structures are fortified.
yeah, he's well ahead of Loda. S4 is going to just focus fire down this tier 1 tower. Looks like OG are not going to challenge for it, as they're content with just taking the enemy jungle and pushing down the tier 2 right now.
Group up as 5, try and force OG into you.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
So again, Alliance have some pretty good displacement spells on them to start these team fights just charging over them. If Arcade, like, a lot of this relies on Nuts and Arcade and their positioning. You know, snowball saves, we've seen a bunch of them this game already, and dodging out storm hammers and things like that. But I think Arcade with the Fiend's Grip, if he can catch
Dyer's middle
the Wisp or the Wyvern, and it all comes down to, the relocate.
The relocate's going to come in with the Winter's Curse over the top. They're throwing everything they had to kill S4. And such an overwhelming attack from OG prompts no response from Alliance, as they know the moment S4 is dead, that was such heavy committal from OG that Alliance can't actually punish them for it.
And they all moved off the bot lane as well, so it's not as though they've got someone still farming down there. Bulldog, what's he picked up?
Dyer's top tower
Ogre Club.
is under attack.
Is he going for BKB? It's a good value item, if not just against the Wex Invoker here. That Tornado EMP is really difficult to handle if you're just running at people with Scorched Earth.
Alliance do mount up, defending that tier 2 tower, but it's still OG controlling most of the map. Combine the fact that they've got 3 different farming cores, while Alliance, I mean, Loda's still kind of struggling in farm, so I'm not sure if you really want to call him a farming core. Like, he's going to get his Blink Dagger, but Sven's going to be, working his way towards BKB, Crystallis. Like, you're going to see a lot of mid to late game potential out of this Sven that you're not going to see the same out of Slardar.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a big question as well. What does Loda go after the Blink? Because we used to see him go for the Midas to keep him in contention for that exact reason. Because he's not a great flash farmer. He relies on kills a lot of the time.
Right.
If the game becomes stagnant and people stop fighting, where does he get that
Here's
farm
one
from?
hell of a kill. They've got the Fiend's Grip. Miracle, there's no response, not even a relocate. Moon actually coming in. Now the relocate, they're going to go straight for Ake. They will be able to get that quick kill, and S4 is actually running out of wind run. He's going to be kind of caught here, but no, the Doom actually getting laid on the Sven. Meanwhile, they're controlling No-Tail enough. Looks like with the amplified damage, they'll easily be able to get that kill. No, the relocate! They actually got him out. Fly is now going to be the target from Admiral Bulldog as they've taken down the Sven on the right-hand side. And Alliance pick up 3 there, all in exchange for Ake. OG. I can't believe they actually went for that fight. I guess they really thought it was just going to be S4 and that Ake Bane. But now the Tusk shows up, Slardar and Admiral Bulldog all filing in.
Bulldog just comes in from the side, like, not spent enough of this. No more nonsense. Now they reap the fruit of their labor. Get into the Roche pit. And Aegis up onto who do you put on it? S4 I feel is one of the better targets, just because she's so fragile.
Yeah.
But then Loda's the one jumping into the middle of the team fight. Looks like he's the one that's posturing for it, yeah.
So they're going to try and get a little bit of extra life out of this Slardar. And I can see, I mean, he's still so squishy, especially when he sprints up. He's Blink Daggers in. Now he can make a little bit more of a heavier commitment for his team to follow up.
But Miracle is now hitting that point we saw in last game. With the drums Yule's phase, he becomes very difficult to kill unless he's caught out like he was in the jungle. He's got so much mobility behind him and almost max Wex. No BKBs just yet for Alliance. I think Bulldog is going to be going for that one. 1600 gold saved up on top of Ogre Club. Just want to make sure you don't lose any of that. But No-Tail, this Gyro this time around, not having the amazing game he did previously, the kill score already indicates that one. Alliance have done a very good job in controlling all of their lanes. And not rushing the BKB. Phase drums Aquila now back into the helm. So Notail, it looks like a little more content just to tank himself up. Again, armor from the Helm of the Dominator. Even though people don't really think about it a lot, you know, Helm of the Dominator's thought, right, lifesteal, going to Satanic is great. He has Tusk, Nuts, Snowball dodge, but he's going to be going straight into the enemy.
Well, the rest of his team is coming in. If they get a really good Winter's Curse, though, OG can still turn this one around until the Doom gets laid out. Fly's definitely dead here. Lona makes sure that is definitely going to be top priority. Rest of OG get a lot of damage out from those spirits. Crit rounds out another one. And Notail is immediately going to be the target here. They're going to be able to surround him pretty quick, and I'm not sure if this is really in play. It looks like Crit's going to try and save him, but no, the relocate got canceled, and now he's going to be dying as well. And it looks like they've even caught Miracle. The Beam Script gets laid out, the stun follow-up, and that's going to be 4 down. Alliance surging up big time as they manage to turn a catch-up 1 into the 4 other heroes. How does that even happen, though? OG, they should have just been able to give up the Winter Wyvern. Why did they turn?
They realized that with the Sprint, Windrunner, Scorched Earth, and the Snowball, there are so many chasing mechanisms here. You know, you add in the Blink from Loader. But what do you have to escape as OG? You've got Relocate and Ghost Walk. The Sven was nowhere near. His TP was on cooldown, I believe. He didn't actually jump himself up onto that top lane. Looks like Moon Meander.
I believe
to bot.
that was Level Death that canceled the relocate, right?
I didn't see. I was watching.
I mean, it was a decent plan in that, like, okay, the Doom draws distraction on the left-hand side, and then the Wisp goes, relocates him out, and then they're actually in a pretty decent position after that. Maybe they even save everybody. Notail gonna be target once again. They have the amplified damage leading with the stun first. They'll follow up. Crit comes in with an extra bit of tether heal, but that's not nearly going to be enough. And now he's going to be the next target. Slept up, amplified damage. And first him down as well. Winter's Curse laid out. Fly, what are you really going to do here all by yourself? That's just going to be a blown ultimate for nothing. And Fly only just barely managing to escape there. If he didn't go over the cliff, he would have died. Miracle's left with this awkward position where he wants to go and fight with this kind of build. Phase boots, drums, Yules. But his team is just getting picked off so often. They can't really get a grip on this game.
And with the amp damage there, he's such a great target for Alliance just to jump on as well. He can't use that Ghost Walk like he did previously to run himself in and out of team fights. Loda's been pretty on point with that. And it looks like he's going into a BKB on the Slardar as well as Bulldog finishing his up.
Yeah, he's made quite the recovery. I was looking at the Sven going, okay, the Sven's going to be ahead of you net worth almost constantly.
Nope.
But that's no longer the case. Loda actually now contesting him a bit. Is going to go for the BKB, same as the Sven. Notail still has some stacks to farm, and that will help him catch up to some of the heroes that have surpassed him in net worth recently. And that's something, unfortunately, Alliance can't really contest very well.
How well are they going to be doing at taking down towers, though? With the Axe on S4, I guess that gives them a pretty good increase in damage onto these tier 2s. But tier 1 mid is still there, open and ready for the taking. It's scary walking into things like cooldown in that closed environment, though, for Alliance. If they do want to take down some more towers and, you know, encroach onto the enemy side of the map, I think it's going to take a smoke forward because they see they see Nuts there.
Yeah, Nuts is dead.
They see Arcade
Snowball of Doom. He actually gets a lot of damage on the Wisp. He goes for the punch onto him, but not going to get there in time.
Hot shot.
But they are buying enough space for Loda to finish up his BKB, and then at that point they'll definitely fight. Unfortunately, it's not going to be around the Aegis, which is a little bit peculiar. It feels like they could have just forced a fight with the Aegis and gotten the BKB off of a good team fight. But instead they just let it expire in exchange for that magic immunity. Admiral Bulldog, wrong time, wrong place, or right time. Perhaps wrong use of item there. Pops the BKB and you can understand.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess. Because Moon with a blink jump stun. So on EMP it's difficult to handle. But they didn't see him there. Does Doom have greater night vision than these guys?
I don't know.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Or maybe they, like,
weren't looking?
Yeah,
they were like so focused on that medium camp. Right, guys, let's go this direction. Well, either way, Bulldog gets out.
Oh man, they're going to have a Glimmer Cape pretty soon on the Bane. That's actually going to be such a good saving mechanism.
And Mech on the Tusk. He's 800 off that. They've got the sustain and utility on their supports, which can't be said for the Radiant side. Crit and Fly,
Radiant's
both
bottom tower is under attack.
a little bit poor.
Another tier 2 being threatened. The S4 starts chipping it down with the focus fire. He's got Ake behind him with this beautiful shadow amulet set up. Not too many times you're going to hear that said. He'll start backing out though. Doesn't look like anyone from OG is going to... I don't know, I kind of feel like eventually someone is going to show up if S4 continues to just beat on that tier 2, or they just fully back up.
I think they're super worried about fighting into the BKBs. OG...
You mean OG?
Yeah. Like, giving a tier 2 is a valid kind of freebie to give Alliance right now if they're going to take tier 2 off the top and take control of the enemy jungle. Like, they're not just losing the tier 2 for nothing. They give it to them, but they take something in exchange.
Well, Immediate Alliance should be looking at that tier 1 mid. They obviously can't get to top in time. That's already been taken out, so they're just going to 5-man through mid, take away that tier 1 tower, and that actually takes away so much of the limited Radiant control of the Roshan. That Roshan pit, they've got nothing to TP to it. So if Alliance can manage to, like, even just 5-man push top and force rotation, if they force rotations and back out successfully, that's almost like a guaranteed Roshan, just because they've got such good team for doing Roshan between focus fire and amp damage, and there's no TPs for OG that are potential. Fly's just going to get first down. Loda found that quick pick off with the Blink Dagger. And OG, I think they're looking at perhaps fighting around this tier 2 tower if they have the Winter Wyvern alive. They could just Winter's Curse relocate in.
Oh,
S4? No, he's out.
Quick
He's
on her
not going to be
feet.
hit by that one at all.
They're coming in around from the side, though.
Yeah,
Loda's
this is
right
dangerous.
here.
Loda's going to start setting up there.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Hey!
Loda was on point with that one. If he
Yeah.
was half a second faster or just a little bit closer, he stops that relocate. And that's actually...
2 of them.
Yeah, that's both of them. There's no way I think Gyro gets out.
The hits and crits from Bulldog.
Oh, I can't believe Loda didn't score that one.
Unfortunate. And this series is super important for Alliance, honestly. Like, the Group A in this Phase 2 group stage, Alliance are currently 7-1, Monkey Business 6-0. So being able to go 8-2 in this group pretty much keeps you up there in top 2.
Yeah.
Like, there's still a couple of teams that can, you know, pop their heads up and say, hey, Monkey Business, we're going to get into that second spot.
It's pretty much
But-
VP. Pretty much VP is the best team to go for. Miracle's going to be caught here. The BKB activated. There's nothing really to stop this when the amplified damage. Jewel Scepter, Winter Wyvern, Curse getting laid out. And Miracle actually does get away until the Doom's laid out on him. The best Admiral Bulldog can hope for now is to snag that kill ahead of the deny, but he's being held up by No Tail. Looks like that missile's going to put a stop to him. And no, the Wisp actually keeps him alive. Meanwhile, the spend does go down. Miracle's going to be able to survive, and Alliance take a quick peek into the Roshan pit. The big boy's not up just yet.
That's a fight where Tusk doesn't even use
Oh, okay. Tornado hits
fine.
him. Shackle shot. Yule Scepter just in case, making sure that one doesn't land. The Force Staff follow up. They're going to try and pop Miracle with the amplified damage. They kept him out. Looks like the Focus fires enough damage easily. Now Fly comes forward. Doesn't actually have a Winter's Curse. Not sure what his plan is here. But OG...
If that Shackle hits Gyro.
Yeah, they're just going to be losing a number of heroes. In fact, Loda's going to look for more. They want to try and catch No Tail. Loda, Blink Dagger up, 5 seconds. He's got the amp damage. Looks like
died.
No Tail's going to be dying as well.
Oh, now they're backing up. They're going
Go
back in.
for it. Blink in. Loda. Now
There
hits
we
the
go.
blink. They commit for the kill. They get a big critical out of Admiral Bulldog as well. And on the
right.
side, Wiz ends up going down. Monkey Business, a.k.a. OG. They've just been wiped.
And Roshan's about to spawn.
Beautiful timing for Alliance here. Potentially forcing this
Radiant's middle
two-game
tower is
series
under
into
attack.
a tie. Securing themselves a great slot in the defense. They're going to back up. Sigil going to reveal Roshan here in a second. They know it has to spawn quite soon. And that's going to be a free Aegis for OG, most likely. Unless OG just starts,
Radiant's middle tower
you know,
is under attack.
mass swarming into... It's not even possible.
Like, you can't even relocate the Gyro in there to try and steal it or anything.
Yeah.
There's no way. This time they go to S4. The fragile-ish Wind Ranger, even though she has BKB.
I was about to say, Fragile is
1800 HP.
relative this point. Normally you look at a Wind Ranger and she's like such a glass cannon, but the way S4 built this one,
And no blink, no crit, no maelstrom.
Yeah.
I guess with amp damage, you're fine.
Yeah, you really don't need an increase of damage as long as you're not getting stunned. That's a good point. And he's not the only damage dealer either. And let's not forget they also have the Alpha Pack Leader's Aura. So it's actually insane how much damage the Wind Ranger can put out without a single damage item.
Do they have a gem yet on Alliance? They're just running around with sentries, right? I think it's at that stage of the game now where you're ahead. You have Aegis. You've got some lead over OG. It's time to start limiting the wards. Get rid of the vision of them. But I think more importantly, you keep vision over the people that are going to start building into Glimmer Capes. The Wisp, the Winter Wyvern, and then there's the Ghost Walk from Miracle. Once you have that gem up, you just have this overruling power.
Radiant's
And they're even
middle tower
oh
is
Miracle.
under attack.
Loda was trying to come in from the back.
Radiant structures are
Fortunately, they're
fortified.
not going to be able to get that catch. Meanwhile, No Tail and Crit just trying to
Radiant's
do
middle
their
tower
best
has
Tiny Wisp
fallen.
impersonation right now.
Dire's top
Split
tower
pushing
is
out that
under
top
attack.
lane, hoping to be able to force Alliance back, but obviously the Gyrocopter can't really provide the same kind of pressure on the towers. Alliance are still going to oblige, though. They're not going to try and push uphill with the Aegis just yet.
Little TPing back. Got to defend.
MKB completed on the Gyrocopter. So that'll really help against the Wind Ranger, but she's still tanky as all hell. And it's not even like the Gyrocopter, you can't out-damage the Wind Ranger just because you have MKB.
Yeah, that focus fire makes it really hard. And then there's still things like Fiend's Grip coming in from the side, with Bane having 2,200 gold here. What do you reckon? Like Blink Dagger, Force Staff?
I think with the Glimmer Cape, you're probably relying on that in a way. So if you get yourself a good Glimmer, Blink in Fiend's Grip, you're probably unlikely to be stopped, at least not fast enough.
What about
Admiral
things
Bulldog's dead.
Oh dear.
He gets off the BKB ahead of the Winter's Curse, but it doesn't matter. There's so much physical damage out of these heroes. He's gonna try and get away with the phase boost. Don't tell me. Oh my god, this still comes in for Loda, but Doom still dies. Looks like Crit's gonna be taken out by that power shot, and they're making a full committal here with the Doom still on No Tail. They've got that kill with the phase grip. Long range from Ake. Miracle's gonna be caught as well, and Alliance will gladly make that trade. Bulldog with the quick fingers getting off the BKB results in him surviving long enough that Alliance win the fight quite handily.
Pre-nerf Doom would have survived that.
He probably would have too.
Honestly, with Drums,
He really would have.
Drums Magic Stick, Bulldog very, very nearly escaped there as the final projectiles coming out of Invoker that managed to take him down. Like, holy crap, Scorched Earth, that's an ability in the Dota 2 video game. What a freaking skill.
And now S4 is going to head
Radiant's
up
top
to
tower
the
is under
tier
attack.
2. It's the top lane. Take that one out with the help of Nuts. Will gladly tank it for his lovely redhead.
It was all a trap, though. Loda, he's been a beast on this ladder, honestly.
Yeah, he really has.
He's 3-0 and 12 cap. I didn't even realize he hadn't died yet. Like
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Loda?
He had a decent
What a
time.
legend.
Like the first 3 minutes was like, yeah, Loda's doing pretty well. He's going okay. He's trading farm here. Then 3 to 7 minutes was like, oh, where does Loda go? He's got nowhere to farm. And all of a sudden you look at him and 30 minutes in, hang on a second, he's a monster.
Go you, Loda.
Literally has monster
And here
in
I
his
was
name.
like, oh, Sven.
yeah, oh, Sven's gonna outfarm him.
Nope. Not even. He's going to have an AC suit.
The Rogue Knight is a peasant.
Yeah, he really is. Well, he's not too much of a peasant. He's got 2,500 gold right now. He's living an all-right life. He could still make that full transition into beast mode, Sven. With the Wisp, like, at a certain point in time...
80 on Sven? Yeah, he's got Hyperstone.
Yeah.
I guess Miracle's going for a Hex here. Not the Lincolns this time.
All right, smoke time? Smoke with just
Under the
3?
ward.
Or
who?
just 2? The funny thing is, between Ghost Walk and then the fact that the Gyrocopter Wisps don't obviously smoke because they have Relocate, your smokes are only for like Winter Wyvern and Sven at most.
There's the gem on Ake I was waiting for. So he did go for the blink and then into the gem.
Might as well take some control.
We don't even have the glimmers on the 2 supports on the Radiant though. This is just going to be for dewarding missions. Oh, here's a smoke on 4. So OG are pushing out.
They will
So they will have the relocate. This is one of the big things, I think. They have the relocate for defensive maneuvers. And that's pretty important. I don't think they're... When you're far enough behind like this, you can't just be like, oh, we'll just relocate in. Right? Because you kind of need that ability to actually save somebody from the Doom. Or the quick targeting of focus fire, something like that.
They're just sitting and waiting. Alliance, they're not going to get caught here. And what vision do we have left? These two wards up on the north side of the map from OG, they're not going to last too long. They're not going to see anything either. Oh, they know where Miracle is. S4, can you solo kill this with a crit?
Yeah,
Shackle?
because there's... Oh!
No.
That was definitely not... Oh, S4! Hold up, Moon. I don't think that was the targeting, my friend. He's going to be blocked out. Nice setup by Nuts. Ice Shard. Actually catching Moon. Moon apparently thinking that was potentially a solo S4.
Not a chance.
Yeah, not on
and
your
that's a Sven who just bought Hyperstone. Pops his BKB, has no God Strength, has no buyback either.
The S4 almost catching Miracle there with an aggressive blink forward into the base.
Is this a lane of racks?
Maybe. They do have the push out from No Tail and Crit. Trying to force Alliance back desperately, but S4 is taking that tier 3 so damn fast. Still though, looks like it's going to be a tier 3 for tier 3 to start things off. Jesus, Loda! He just takes out the Winter Wyvern so quickly, and Miracle quickly follows. The tier 3 is down at the top lane. The reinitiation now as OG come back in with Miracle. Shackle Shot not quite latching. They do have Loda leading the way here at the top lane, trying to put a stop to that Gyrocopter. Wisp looks like it is successful. Tier 3 for tier 3, but they forced some buybacks out of OG. Or at least one of them. Oh no, that was two. Winter Wyvern and the Invoker both bought back, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty big. Sven respawns though, so not really worth fighting into this for Alliance. I think we just wait for the next Roshan here. Get that over to S4 again, because he's got full Daedalus done. Holy crap! And buyback. That's like the perfect win ranger right there. Ags, BKB, Daedalus, 36 minutes in, and buyback available.
Watch Gyrocopter just melt. Like, what's the point of going BKB at this point? I don't think you go BKB now on the Gyrocopter. I think you have to go at least a Talisman. I mean, that's very clearly not going to be enough. The Wind Ranger is still going to get, you know, one of those crits, and there goes a third of your life or something, but...
Because there's no one to go Medallion or anything.
Yeah.
Like, Wisp can't, he just bought Glimmer Cape. The Winter Wyvern is core as hell. I think you're right.
And I mean, he's still going to go to the BKB. He's able to finish up right now, but... We'll see if that works out for him.
Doom is huge at this point.
He gets targeted by the amp damage and focus fire. He's just going to disappear. BKB or no.
They've ramped up their chasing power even more because Bulldog just finished off his Shiva's guard.
You know, I kind of felt like, oh my god! Roshan, no!
Sorry, what? I look... Bloody hell.
Amp damage, level 3, focus fire with the Daedalus.
That's cheese as well, right? That's the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, loaded with the cheese.
That was AC as well. Oh. Roshan's not having any more kids for a while, that's for sure. Is that Miracle? Is he going a Scythe of Ice right now? Looks like it. Or is he going Lincoln's again? Is that? Yeah, I guess against Doom. Yeah, Lincoln's again.
Who,
That's
Miracle?
probably the play.
Miracle's got the Hex Stun.
Oh, he is going for the Scythe. Okay. All I saw with the Void Stone at first.
He would have the Hex.
Would. Loda.
If the courier hadn't
Loda
died.
He is coming back with a vengeance,
I
man.
think that's game winning.
I think so too. I mean, even just that plate mail is going to be worth so much.
See, Miracle had been holding on for so long. He had Ultimate Orb and Perseverance, and the Void Stone, and he's just waiting for that money to come in. I guess he knew he didn't have buyback for this one either, so he just went for that one big item. But with the Melarax gone, and Alliance pushing in bot and mid, it's going to be a difficult hold here. Let's see, Fly, it's on to you. Level 2 Winter's Curse.
Tornado EMP getting laid out. Warcry spent there a little preemptively. Loda trying to get a quick amp damage. Does buy space for S4 to finish up this range Rax, and Alliance will back up. One lane of Rax ahead of OG.
And OG can't chase. They've got no vision outside of their base. They have no idea what Alliance are doing, where they're going. They can kind of assume that.
And no buybacks without also the items that you invested in to
Yeah.
kill those buybacks. It's just not a good scenario for you to
It
force
is.
fights right now.
Time to sit in your base and spam spells.
And
Tornadoes,
Alliance just
Splinter
keep
Blast.
going, right? Knowing that they picked off the courier and it's still down for what? Like it's probably another minute and a half.
They've all got BKB still, Cap.
Yeah, just keep going. Push out the bottom lane, which is already looking pretty good. They've got Shivas on Admiral Bulldog
Level
with another
3 Doom.
2K.
I got Force, Blink, Mech, Snowball on your Tusk.
Okay, so how does OG actually initiate? Because we've seen the way that S4's and the rest of Alliance are going to set this up. S4's on the front. You've got Loda occasionally blinking in, looking for the initiation, perhaps an amp damage. And then there's the rest of Alliance are very, sitting very far back,
Yeah.
waiting it out. How do you initiate onto S4?
That's the thing. I wonder if it even is the Winter's Curse initiation, or if Moon has to go in and bait spells out. Like, does anyone from Radiant have buyback? No, no one does.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's the one thing I'd look for is, have that sacrificial lamb. The one hero that goes in, dies, buys back, and that's what gives them the initiation they need.
Right.
But you don't have that one hero to jump in because you don't have any buybacks. And you can't give up the Wisp because he's such an integral part of your team fight, keeping the Gyro and Sven alive and pumping out damage.
S4?
OG should pop the Aegis here. Or maybe not. S4 wants to give away, wants to give it up. No.
Okay.
Life steal from the Vlads, okay.
Not
When
sure if
does it
he's
ac-
really going to be able to go back with 200 HP and get anything done. So sure enough, Sven throws out another stun. Are they going to try and take advantage of the S4? No.
Not a
Just
chance.
not far enough. Not far enough ahead for them to take advantage of that positioning.
Dire's top barracks are
Spamming
under
out their
attack.
Splinter Blast. Tier 3 tower is going to go down, and
Radiant
they
structures are fortified.
That's the
can't
clear-
afford to give up a second lane of Rax.
I'm mid is
Okay.
being pushed in.
Now
by
they have the
three.
courier.
Dire's
They had
top
that site to
barracks are
device.
under attack.
You have to fight now. If Alliance try and push up again and finish off that tier 3 tower, you go for it.
Who do you hex though? Who's your target?
Nuts. He's actually the one to blink for and take out that tower. And now the reinitiation. Loda actually goes in. They already get down the ultimate on the Miracle. That's going to take him out of the fight completely. Winter Wyvern's gone. No chance for a good Winter's Curse. Moon's going to be held in by the Fiend's Grip as well. No Tail chased away by Loda, who's actually got to blink up in a second. Oh, good bash. And that'll be easily enough to finish
That's
up
it.
the game as OG call it for game number 2. It ends in a tie. Alliance, who are sitting top of the group right now thanks to their score of 7-1.
So that's their last series. Alliance are now sitting 8-2, and that's it. Monkey Business now at 7-1. They've got one series left to play, and then it's VP, like you said. They've played 6 out of their 10 games, so they've got two game series left to go, and they could potentially, if they go 4-0, right? They go 8-2. They take second spot, maybe.
Right. It all just comes down to some potential tiebreakers.